Hi everybody, Rusty Blackwood here on March 13th, 2025 to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day coming up next Monday. I know I always get requests to show what I'm wearing, and I guess when you do the different things that I do, and I mean my brand is images and word that will leave you breathless, but I'm also a model for YouTube as well as a YouTube actress. And so I know I get a lot of requests to show people what I'm wearing, and so here we are today because of St. Patrick's Day. In honor of St. Patrick's Day, I'm wearing the shamrock, of course, and shamrock bracelet, earrings, and of course one of my very favorite hats. And so it's just white jeans that I've got on today. As you can see, just white jeans, and so nothing spectacular today. And first and foremost, comfort. Comfort is always first on the list. There are times that I have worn things that I can't really say were the most comfortable, but they are what they are, and they serve their purpose for the theme that they were being used for. And so here we are coming up to St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is special for me, differently than the fact that it is an Irish holiday, and it is honoring their patron saint, Patrick. But it is my youngest son's, Jason's, birthday. He was born on March the 17th, 1976. It doesn't seem all that long ago, but that's how fast the years go by. And I'll tell you, if we could slow time down, just think of the added enjoyment that would bring a lot of people. It definitely would bring, that feeling to me. I would not want to return to the years prior to having my children or my grandchildren and now my little great-grandsons. I would not want to return to a time without them that I've been so blessed to and fortunate to experience and have in my life. After experiencing this, I certainly would not want to return to the days where they weren't all in it. And so I'm definitely not a career woman. I was a homebody. I was a homemaker for many, many years when both my boys were small. I stayed at home and looked after them. And it wasn't until my youngest one was into public school that I ever went to work. Up to that point, my boys are almost 8 years apart. And so I just felt my place was with them, instead of, building a name for myself, because I like to write even then. But I was way too young, too inexperienced to ever be able to write about much of anything at that point in my life. Because when you have experience, life experience in particular, it is a never-ending well in which you can draw from. in whatever scenario or whatever topic you're going to sit down and write about. Research is a never-ending tool, but that you have to use, even when you are very experienced in what you're talking about. But it never hurts to, experience different aspects of the topic that you're discussing, because maybe you have had experience in what you're talking about, maybe in one form, but there is more than one side to everything. And so it never ever hurts to research whatever it is that you want to talk about. I just recently was interviewed by, and I just can't say right off the top of my head here exactly the name. Just give me a moment and I'll check it and see. A Limitless Reader. This is an Instagram page, Instagram blog, and she had approached me and asked if she could do an interview, if she could have an interview with me. So, and that is coming out. I expect it to be out today. This is what she had told me. And when it is, I will put the link on all my different assorted media sites as well as my website for y'all to go and check it out. And one of the questions in the interview was, let me see the other link here, was what advice I would give a young writer, an aspiring writer. And what I just spoke about, having experience in whatever it is that you're going to write about. Like, write what you know, and again, research everything about the topic that you're going to talk about as well, because as I say, there's more than one side to everything, even though you may have experienced what it is that you're writing about, but maybe you haven't experienced all sides of it. I don't know how else to describe that. I think that is the best explanation I can give for that. And got a niche here. There. I hope that everything is coming clear here, that it is it's clear for you to see, that it's not hazy. I've got my back door and my landing closed where I had it open earlier because it's such a beautiful, nice, bright, sunny day here in Niagara. But I have a young couple that lives back of me here, and they have a dog, and she is she's a form of a terrier. I don't know exactly what kind, but she's very, very nervous and barks at the least movement, the least bit of noise. So, of course, need I say more? There is that distraction going on. So I shut the door because otherwise that's all you would have heard was her barking, and it goes into a howl. And, I mean, she obviously maybe has some hound in her as well as terrier. But it's just gets to the point where nothing is audible clearly, and so I shut the door, and let's hope that there's not a bunch of racket going on. And so, oh my goodness, there is so much to talk about. Person doesn't even know where to begin, really. The world is in such a mess, so upside down, people believing that evil is good and good is evil, and they're just lost. So many people are just totally, totally lost. Um, it's frightening. It's not only upsetting, but it's frightening because it's like a ship with no rudder, no navigation, no captain that's in their right mind to know what they're doing, and they're just steering their ship for the rocks and ignoring the flashing light of the lighthouse telling them, stop, stop, get away from here, veer away. I don't know. Our country, Canada here, I adore my country. I have always been extremely proud of my country. It is a beautiful, beautiful country, coast to coast to coast. It just breathtaking in so many ways. Each province and territory has its own significance. It has its own special look, its own personality. And but as far as leadership goes, we have very little, very few, and far between. Our federal government is a disaster. We just finally got rid of the prime minister that's been in office for the last 9 years, just eroding this country and driving it right into the ground purposely. And he's a member of the WEF, World Economic Forum. Need I say more? And a lot of the members of his cabinet, members of that, oh, I will say it, evil forum. And so, but he knew that in order for him to attempt for his party, not him, because he knew he was done. He wore his welcome out a very long, long time ago. With his just over the top virtue signaling and his, if the wrong decision was to be made, you could bet your bottom dollar that's the one he would make, and he always did. And it was purposely done to just keep depleting the country, driving the economics of this country lower and lower and lower until there's going to be nothing left. And I don't care if I've got people disagreeing with me. If they are, they're liberal. But I don't care. If they can't see by now what has happened to this once strong country, then they are blind as a bat. They say that bats aren't blind. Well, if they're not, they've got damn poor eyesight. Cheers, everybody. That's why they only fly around at night. And so he finally resigned, but so that the party could choose a new leader. Well, there was no choosing to be done. It was just another selection, insertion planted with this Mark Carney. Doesn't even live in Canada, lives in New York City. He's been out of this country for 10 years, been living in Europe, and helped to drive England's economic state into the ground. And as some podcasters are saying, he's like the Grim Reaper brought in here to finish finish off this country. And he has not been elected. He's been installed. He's supposed to be becoming the prime minister on Friday. No election, just appointment, installed there. And it'll be up to him to call an election if and when we ever get one. By rights, apparently, we're not scheduled to have one until October of 2026. And if we have to wait till then, we're done. There will no longer be a Canada as we know it. And I know that a lot of people are fearing Trump and thinking that he's going to take us over. Myself, I don't really have a huge problem with that. And I know that this is Trump's last term. In 4 years, he will be done, and he will be going back to his private life. But I am so hoping that J.D. Vance will become the next president following Trump for 9 years, or for 8 years, because they only have 4-year terms. It's the way it should be here too, just terms, no in until death type of thing. Like a judge is appointed until they die, and or so old that they can no longer get up on the bench without being lifted up there. Oh, I don't know. I have heard talk that there was a treaty with England that dates to 1905 that states that the 49th parallel, anything on and below the 49th parallel, belongs to the United States. And Lower Ontario, Lower Quebec, and the Maritime provinces are below the 49th parallel. Everything above that is Canada. So whether or not there's going to be something happen there, Trump has met with King Charles. And so whether there's any actual basis to all of this, I don't know. But I know that we are so infiltrated by China that if somebody is going to take us over, then I hope it will be the United States and not China. We already live in communism in this country. People that don't realize that. It's time to put the blind up to the outdoors. And but if they take us over, freedom's done. Everything's done. I feel so sorry for the people of China because they have no say. They're just pawns in the game. And that's what will be here if China takes us over. If the United States take us over, we have a chance. We would have a better economy. We would, I think, just our dollar, the Canadian dollar is totally useless. And I do a lot of business in the States with different people in the States through my writing and my videos and things like this. And every time I have to pay an invoice, I just cringe. I mean, I pay it with American dollars, but then I have to pay my American Visa with Canadian dollars. So do the math. Okay? And there's no end in sight. It just keeps dropping. And I didn't take promotion for my last film short that I put up, Shades of a Model, and because basically it's like a minute and 45 seconds. It is a series of stills and talking about the art of modeling and the discipline of modeling, and what modeling can be like, and I didn't take promotion for that little video, and I don't think I'm going to be taking promotion for this one today. So I'm hoping that everybody that is subscribed to my YouTube channel, and that if you had clicked on the notification bell when you subscribed, when I release a new video, you will get immediate notification that I released a new video, and watch it and share it around, and try to get its viewership up to at least a half decent, non-laughable amount of views. But it's just, there comes a time where you've got to draw the line. You've got to make a choice. I mean, you can't go into poverty simply because you're trying to keep yourself in the public eye and before the camera and before your viewers and your readers and people that are interested in what you do. It's just, common sense has got to prevail. And so I think that's what I'm going to be doing, and just let it go and see where it goes and where it takes me. And getting back to what I was just talking about, I don't know, it's so uncertain, and there's times I even feel like I don't want to say ashamed because of the way that I feel about this country, because I've always been very proud to be Canadian. I'm just not proud of the leadership in this country, and even in our own province here with Doug Ford. When Doug Ford first ran for office, I voted for him because I honestly believed that he could be trusted, if any politician can be trusted, but I think you can read between the lines there, would do pretty much what he campaigned on that he would do if he got elected. Well, he got in there with a majority, and it wasn't long before he was showing his true colors. He's a liberal in camouflage liberal. Honestly, I truly believe that anymore, because all he did was suck up to Trudeau and kiss his butt, implement whatever, do whatever. He was not running this province in a conservative way. He was running it in a liberal way. And now he just got, because of his so full of himself, he's gonna handle Trump. Woo, woo, woo. And he's gonna put Mr. Trump in his place. Well, I applaud his bravado, thinking that, but there's no way that Canada can take on the United States. It's just not possible. Not to come out in any plus situation. And the States has given Canada monetary coverage for a very long time. And as I said in the beginning, President Trump asked for two things from Trudeau. One was to secure the border between the States and Canada. And the second was crack down on the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States through Canada. Well, Trudeau talked a big game, said he was going to do this, he was going to do that, he was going to do his usual throw money at it, instead of actually doing something. Oh, he was going to put on extra drones. I believe that there was supposed to be a few extra helicopters flying. I don't know how many actual guards on the border. If it was military, it would be next to nothing because we have no military anymore. Thank you, Mr. Trudeau. He depleted that. We have no protection. If anybody was to attack us, we'd be done. There again, it would be the States that would step in to protect us. It's absolutely a circus. And get this, I mean, I could see where Doug Ford was coming from. One thing I do want to clarify here. I hear different reporters from the States referring to Doug Ford as the Prime Minister of Ontario. He is not the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister runs the country of Canada, top position. Each province has its own premier, like each state has its own governor. Same thing, same principle. And so anyway, Ford was going to throw these big tariffs back onto Trump, and then he was threatening to cut off the electricity, because electricity comes from Ontario for New York, Minnesota, and what is the other one? But there's three states there, and in cold weather, no less. And that could be taken as an act of war. This is what I mean. Like, I think probably Ford's intentions were good. He was trying to protect the province of Ontario and the people in the province here. But you can threaten tariffs, but you don't threaten to shut off the electricity going to where it is for those people that need that. And it can actually be taken as an act of war. So, and of course, because Trump, he reacted like a businessman would. He just upped the ante, and of course Ford folded, and he's not so puffed up anymore, and he can get down and thank the Lord that Trump didn't take that as an act of war. That's all we would need. So it is just, it seems like at this point in time there's no end in sight, and but it will work itself out like everything does, and so, oh my, as I said at the beginning of this video, so many things to talk about, and there's no way that they can all be discussed in one video. I'm already to the 30-minute mark in this video, and that's where I like to keep my videos. And so I can't think of anything right off the top of my head that I can talk about really super quickly. I don't think. Just a quick update on Before the Grandeur, the making of a horse master. It is coming along. I have been managing to make progress with that novel, which is the prequel to the Autumn series here, The Perils of Autumn, Return to Autumn, and Return to Autumn Part 2. And Before the Grandeur is the prequel to this series, and it tells you all about, like in it, as its title states, how Cyril Landon becomes a celebrated horsemaster that you meet in The Perils of Autumn. And I'm enjoying it very much. I'm starting chapter 12. And this is still first draft, but I'm enjoying it, and that's the main thing. I've managed to get back in that realm that I need to get into when I write, and everything that's gone on in my life the last year and a half or so is just, it's made it so difficult to get into that mindset and settle down and create something at least half decent. And if it's not that way, then I've come to know, I've had enough experience over the years doing this, that if I can't feel it, and if I don't like when I read it back, if I'm not getting from it what I feel I need to get from it, then the reader's not going to get it either, and I may as well just stop. And so I'm not quite to the end of my writing career yet. I've still got a few things that I want to do, and if the Lord allows that, and so that's where we're at. And so I'm going to close for today, and I'm going to wish again to all of you a very, very happy St. Patrick's Day. Celebrate it however you normally do. If you like beer, put some food coloring, some green food coloring in it, like when I was in my youth in St. Thomas area, like in St. Thomas, to the Scots Hotel, they used to put green food coloring into the draft beer, and just for St. Patrick's Day, and it was just so cool. I don't know whether it was just mind over matter, thinking the beer tasted better or what, I don't know. It was just green. It was so cool. And I never ever thought to ask my dear late brother now whether or not he ever did that in his draft lines at his bar, because it really was just like a novelty thing. Now, I don't know that all bars did that, but when I was young, but I know a few of them did, and it was just so cool for that period of time to be able to sit there and have green beer. Of course, if you ordered a bottle, it was the normal color. It was only in the draft beer that was green, and so that's kind of cool. So enjoy yourself. I wish God's blessings to each one of you out there. Please be safe, be strong, don't be pushed around. Don't comply. Don't comply with any of this nonsense about the bird flu. Gotta get a vax for that. Now they're starting again with the new updated boosters for what. Don't, please don't. There's been so many deaths There's been so much illness, and that was the reason for it. So please, 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 I can't instill that enough. Please, don't be running to get the latest thing. Trust in Lord to guide you, because you won't go wrong if you do, because He knows. He's there, and He always will be. We know who wins in the end. And so, take care, everybody. I ask you to please like this video. Please share the video. Please comment it if you would. And please continue to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let the numbers continue to grow. For now, I will say thank you. I'll see you soon. Peace out.